Interested in where we can't see on screen yet. I know Howie Helen away in the distance, but oh, there's a bit of
Smeg
action.
Sorry, Bucko. Smeg nearly crashing into a cruising yacht. The cruising yacht did a crazy Ivan to avoid all that.
The perils of Sydney Harbour.
Yeah, absolutely.
So was just look out to the left. Harkin just tacking now. That's a long way, and he's got a long way to sail on the old port, but he's happy about that. In good pressure up there on this side of Shark Island. DeLonghi having a bit of a bad tack with what we're seeing. Smeg marching up on the hard right, but here we are riding.
Yeah. So just to let you know, DeLonghi and Triple M are sort of on the left-hand side of this course.
So the leader is straight upwind of DeLonghi. So just in the back of the shot there, you can see Harkin. Sail sign's a bit hard to read, but he's leading the race still. Smeg's
just done a couple of double tacks over there.
Having a fight with himself, which is unusual.
He definitely wants that right.
Well, he's just trying to stay in pressure. Oof. Beautiful. Finport has come up from being not too well.
Go the Finport, that's my pick. That's the big money on that.
Yeah, big money. Sheep stations.
I've got 10 grand on that puppy. 10 to 1.
What, Pacific pesos?
Yeah, exactly. It's not bitcoins.
Yeah, bitcoins. Okay.
Yeah, Finport's managed to stay in pressure this whole way up the last 3 minutes or so, whereas a couple of the other teams have had to avoid light patches and crouch and just be a little bit slower, but they seem to have just stayed in a whole lot of pressure.
Olivia, they haven't avoided light patches, they've suffered them.
They've had to suffer through them.
Yeah, here we go.
Well, they've tacked in nice pressure. And just to let you know, Finport has to go to the middle mark, the second mark. So out of the leading group.
I was talking with Keegan earlier, he was feeling confident about the day. But,
yeah, okay. Well, they've been going good.
Yeah. And
been at it a while.
I mean, he's been going well, and he's done the bow some weeks, and you know, then that's always a good guide when the skipper can go in the bow and somebody else can drive it, and the result doesn't change. That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a strong team. Noak Sailings, Sean Langman, Peter Langman, Reece Mara. They're just about to engage with Noak's youth, his young team, and DeLonghi, and he's got no rights. So this could be a duck here. They're not going to cross. There's no way they're going to cross. So they tack again. Ooh. And Reece, no, Pete had a bit of a slide there in that tack. So they're going to get gobbled there. That's painful.
That's going to be really costly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but DeLonghi's got to go away.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they squeezed DeLonghi then. DeLonghi.
Yeah.
So
they can just put the bow down in this wind speed. It doesn't matter too much, you can always clear. The boats go so much faster when you put the bow down, and they don't lose much VMG.
Yeah, and
so they've got a clear lane. They've made themselves a lane. How about that?
Yeah.
You know, tack in no wind is the only problem they got out of that, but they came out of that pretty nicely.
Look at Smeg, guys. Incredible. Yep. Second rig. I know. And
the Wizards.
Pulling 3 strings. Incredible.
Yeah. He's going to suffer this last bit, but still amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he has to tack now. Yes.
It's extraordinary how low the crossover is now, Bucko. How efficient.
Yeah.
You know, the aero drag when you can be powered up in that second rig, it's so quick. But it's surprising how well they've done, considering the big holes. It just shows you how well they've hooked up the dots up this beat, right?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. And they're still in that left pressure. It just looked like it gave them such a good advantage over the rest of the fleet. They were kind of battling off Point Piper there.
He's pretty sick now, though. Look at that. Ooh. The Howie hard right, and we would have expected the point would have paid. So probably Harkin's going to lead. Finport will be second, and I think Smeg relegated a little bit there.
But as you said, Olivia, that was a good point, because like there was a lot of congestion over near that Point Piper point, and all the boats fighting each other, you know, for clear air where they had clear air. But they're certainly suffering now as the pressure goes really soft. Geez, these marks are a long way left today and not so far up in the bay, Bucko.
Well, I might have learnt something, huh?
All right, Andrew.
Harkin and Finport.
It's early in the day, son.
Comfortable air.
So if Finport holds their way throughout their race, they're currently going to take out this championship. They're sitting second on 22 points, and it will give them the overall win.
And what about Triple M, Olivia? Because they go around the same mark, don't they? This time they go around red. No, they go around the white mark. So the first mark. So maybe they get the shortcut here.
Nice little burst on the water here, guys. Look at it. Triple M, nice in the back of the puff now.
Yeah, so Triple M, they're just about at their mark with Noakes Youth. Well, Noakes Youth squeezed inside them there. They'll tack. Now Triple M will tack. And Finport, so they go around together, but Finport's actually obviously got to travel a bit further. Ooh, Noakes sailing, a shocker.
That was not a good tack.
No, and it's messed up Lumix as well. All right. So that's where you reshuffle the cards.
So it's Noakes Youth, first on with the card up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where are they in the championship, Olivia? Are they sort of in that top 6, 7?
No, they're a little bit further down.
Yeah, right. They've been going well, those boys. They're improved. First season, they're improving quite quickly.
Yeah, so they're in 13th at the moment. But after their win last week, I know that they were ecstatic. So I guess they're just taking a whole bunch of confidence into this week.
Yeah. One thing, Yan Du was in there about halfway up that beat, but they've just been clobbered.
No, you found a nice windless spot.
got hit the doldrums.
They got the doldrums, exactly. Oh, ugly things now.
Oh.
So a bit of dirty air and a bit of a lull, and blokes really struggling.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're on the leaders there on Noakes, Triple M.
Kitchen maker, etc.
So that we're all going to have to be jibing out of here fairly soon.
Oh, look at that shot. It's just beautiful. This is Sydney Harbour.
Yeah, that's postcard stuff.
Yeah.
Similar
There we go. So
similar to the picture we get from Weymouth.
The tourist brochure in Weymouth.
To me.
So Finport, first one to jibe out. Quite early.
Yeah. But in not bad pressure, Olivia.
No, I agree.
But geez, Noakes Youth's got a nice push down there on that port jibe, haven't they? They got a
They got
good
clean away from his rounding
Yeah.
was, and in clear air, and
yeah.
that equals about 30 seconds right there.
So on this lap, on the opening lap, they go to Clark Island. There's a mark at Clark Island. They all have to go around, so it's almost like a triangular downwind. But in effect, it's a VNG run with a designated halfway point, really.
Triple M's just punching well down there. Yeah. Noakes Youth had a bit of an average jibe, so Triple M was just able to kind of take advantage of that and sit on top of them. They're just a little bit quicker. Now that Noakes Youth settled down a little bit, it might settle.
Well, they're sailing different modes too now, guys. I can see like Triple M's sailing 3 strings, so very powered up. Or Noakes has just responded, done the same, but before they were 2. Triple M jibes back. So we might go up and catch up with those boys.
Yeah, let's get to the jibe mark. We'll
Yeah.
call them in, eh?
The drone's up there, but we're not. Just got to negotiate a bit of traffic here, Bucko.
So up the front, Noakes Youth has responded to Triple M's jibe back and is breathing ahead on the jibe. So if all stays the same, Noakes Youth will be first round the next mark.
Yeah, those two have really jumped away from the rest of this pack, haven't they?
Yeah.
Oh, they're at least 30 seconds ahead of the rest.
Yeah, we'll go down for the mark rounding and you'll get a clear indication of the gaps.
Someone who we haven't spoken about as much is ASCO. Well, today we haven't spoken about as much. So they're just coming up to Lumix at the moment, having to jibe to avoid, and they're probably sitting in third.
Yeah, right. James Doran on the helm this year, taking over the mighty ASCO.
The Finport's third, Olivia, and Harkin, I think, is fourth, in fact. Harkin's done well down here. They've sailed very cleanly. Oh, and now he's not. He has to go around the back of a little bluff there. These guys, we're travelling with Finport on the screen. Let's go. Finport, nice lay down to the mark. Slightly wider, slightly better wind. And the Noakes is just a little early on the jibe, but that's probably okay.
All right, so at the wing mark, let's call it, Noakes Youth leads Triple M by a few boat lengths.
Probably just about even was if it's a VMG run. Yep. Triple M to leeward and behind, but and Noakes Youth now into clear air and off 3 strings with the bow below the mark, so no more jibing, I don't think.
And that's where we've got a great battle between Finport and ASCO. Finport's got ASCO locked out. Now Finport jibes. ASCO pushes on a little bit harder into Clark Island, trying to get a bit of separation there. Finport's actually coming back to the mark a little bit slower. Now they're getting set up. Then ASCO drives.
Yeah, beautiful jibe there.
Good job.
Yeah. So depending on what sort of breeze they get down this run, there's not a lot in this.
So the Harkin, how he lost out there a bit, he had to go around the back of a couple of guys, so
yeah,
just got tangled up. He'd been good before that. He had avoided any tangling.
Lumix next around. It's one of the title
So
contenders.
that's 5th, and the scratch boat Harkin 6th. And who's had a little disappearance, but Lee Napton, oh no, he's right up there. Wow.
You know,
So
the run hurts for that little.
Yeah, he's had a bigger problem than that, I think, though. Oh, he was up to the top mark, wasn't he, as well, of course.
Yeah. So then DeLonghi, Kitchen Maker, Ilve, Noakes, and then it'll be Rag and Famish. So one of the teams that have got a chance, or had a chance going into this race for the overall series was Appliances Online, but they're not having a good run so far, so they'd be pretty much out of it, wouldn't they, Olivia?
Yeah, with where they're sitting at the moment, they're 3rd overall at the moment, but yeah, it doesn't look that great after this race if this is where they're sticking around.
Yeah, they got stuck in the middle of the pack on the beat and never really got out of the pinball machine.
Yeah. Well, we'll fire up again through the bulk of this fleet and get down to the bottom mark. They've been well lifted. I can't see the bottom mark, but Noakes and Triple M have been well lifted. Don't know that they were getting there in one leg, Bucker.
Well, as you can see on the screen, we've got DeLonghi that is pointing down bow below, and then ASCO up ahead of them, who is, he's taken a really low line and looks like he's going to be doing quite well. He's in good pressure and he's aiming a lot lower. there's a bit of battling it out and a bit of congestion with the 4 boats you can see on the screen. We've got Ilve, Noakes, DeLonghi and Kitchen Maker. So they're just kind of toughing it out and in for the long slog down to the bottom mark.
Yeah. They got much better pressure than the leaders.
Yeah, it's gone really light up there.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the depth that
Good drag race.
DeLonghi and Noakes have got.
Yeah, what a great drag race they're having, you know. Noakes, DeLonghi, Ilve, the Kitchen Maker, drag just on the back of that group.
There we go, Noakes just rolled DeLonghi.
Yeah.
Looks like they put the mark a long way down. Yeah, DeLonghi just lost that little battle.
So, just out of shot, Asco's got nice depth, so that's helping. So it's definitely B&G run, the second part. Noakes Youth, we're still on Asco here. Asco, good depth there, so that's going to help their cause to potentially move ahead of Panasonic Lumix. Noakes Youth, our leader, done their final drive, final approach into the bottom mark.
They've extended a little bit out from Triple M here. They were able to sail their race nicely and early drop. They're ready for the upwind.
Yeah.
Well, enough time there for a cup of tea.
But it's always better to have it in the bag, Bucko, and be ready to go on the wire.
I wouldn't
run wide.
I wouldn't know anything about that, mate.
How are your drops going in the old boats, mate?
Oh no, not too bad. The drop's the easy bit. Getting the pole on the mast is.
Well, no, they timed that really nicely.
No, that was nice and conservative. Wow. And then here's a bit of action.
Oh, here we go. We'll be on this. Yeah,
Finport
Finport in
Triple M.
hot with rights are overlapped, but very late drop this. They're going to wind the wheel.
Fabulous.
Here he goes. Oh, Keegan just stick it up there.
That's confidence.
You have to buy your forward end of beer there.
Yeah.
Now the chute's coming down. So Triple M slides inside.
Still, they got out of jail.
Yeah.
Asco putting some pressure on the bowman as well. Wow. Don't try that at home, kids. Just not quite enough wind for it to cause absolute
Chaos.
disaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get out of jail free.
You can't do that.
Ooh.
Oh,
that's
and then we say, yeah, Asco's stuck.
Prawning.
There we go.
Prawns. Garfish are running, I hear, so we'll be able to get some after the race.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
With that, we've got Lumix just rounding inside of Asco, who's still cleaning up the Spinnaker mess that they have.
Well, that's a good example, isn't it? You know, where with Noakes Youth, they started, nice and early, conservative, got it all the way under control, rounded with a nice turn, and just moved upwind. Where a lot of these guys are trying to, go upwind with the chute still halfway.
See the old salts here, Howie Hamlin and Ewan. Ewan classifies as an old salt now, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
See? You can tell we got youth on board. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
the Langman's still struggling to get that chute down. Just went out of shot then.
yeah, Pete in the bow and his dad steering. Not
Yeah.
sure that works that well.
Yeah, it's still up. They definitely have a knot somewhere.
Yeah.
I've got a knot in the halyard. We used to have a song about that, Olivia,
Oh, we got a man overboard on DeLonghi. Are we on this?
Oh.
Yep. DeLonghi, man, MOB.
Snap tiller extension as well. He's trying to swim
push the
back.
man overboard button.
Yeah.
She'll be
The
right on
Commodore.
it. She'll be
Get
right.
back, Commodore. Hopefully he doesn't get run over by someone.
Good emergency save by Rollo, I think, in the middle. Oh dear. Is it Pistol Pete? No.
Who we got? Olivia's got the crew. The crews have been jumping around a little bit in the early part of the season. But,
So we've got Ed Chapman in the middle there.
He did a mighty good job.
yeah. Save. Oh, and a crash between Appliances online for the second week for Appliances and Rags.
Oh.
Appliances, Rags was on starboard. Appliances didn't look over their shoulder and have tacked onto port right in front of Rags. And they're locked together.
It's called a racing accident.
And Rags is, yeah, they're still locked. Rags is over, Appliances running over them.
Oh, Lord.
Hard to get them unlocked from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I change my boat?
Yeah.
Here they go. They're going to unlock.
Yeah, Appliances driving.
Oh, no.
They're in. They're in.
Yeah.
So, Chits will be able to get another photo of that and the drone right above it, except it'll be a different boat in the other position this week.
Like two mating whales.
Yeah. All right, well, we're out of here, boys. That was a little bit of action for not much air.
They're still tangled.
I can't wait for the sprint series when they've got to do 5-minute legs.
That'll add some confusion into the mix.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's go and have a look at our youth team. Noakes Youth are doing a terrific job. Do a flyby Noakes sailing. Sean Langman is just a fantastic supporter of so many things in sailing and so many people's careers. Just really fantastic.
Noakes Youth is just up and away here.
Yeah, they're gone.
Well, they're just gone. Yeah, they just went to that Cremorne shore, tacked off onto port, and they've just been lifting in more pressure and lifting and in more pressure. Now they're in the tide. They're aiming all the way at Clark.
Happy days.
Cruising boat coming down for another bite.
USA team, Howie Hamlin. So, Asco's done all right, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They rounded around the same time as Howie, and Finport has actually gained a little bit, just being a little bit further in the left, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
They're in second now, actually, just crossing Triple M. So there's a little bit of a left-hand trend in that last few minutes.
That's my pick, guys. Remember that. On the back of the boys.
Well, we let you have the first go, was. So felt sorry for you.
You're very kind.
So a bit of a split here, and Asco is still punching out to the right. Looks like another good line of pressure coming from the right-hand side. Quite big separation now. Breeze, in general, just turned left a bit in the last half an hour, 20 minutes.
Even though it's a little bit softer, guys, I think it's a little bit more consistent. It doesn't seem to be as many holes as what we had on that first leg.
Well, I think the big puffs have gone away.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're not as sporadic now. It has settled a little bit. There's Asco just tacking onto starboard.
So the observation here about Asco, I think, is they're looking pretty fast through the water, and they look to have a little speed advantage in a straight line over the other two boats. Have a look at it, Was. I mean, just he's fully powered up. You know, they've got good setup, obviously, for the wind strength. Yeah. He doesn't know much, you know. But look at the main depth, Was. You could look at that and go, yep, she's fully grunted. Fully grunted. Yeah.
So Triple M's just sailing up here on port. I think they're sailing in phase. little bit of right-hand pressure, but when comparing it to Noakes Youth, I think that Noakes Youth has gained a little bit more from just having another stab in the left.
Here we go. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're just giving kitchen. Kitchen maker's gone on the attack, mate, so. Just have a look at the wind on the right-hand side here of on Triple M. Standing into a good line of southerly at the island. So put the helm down and let's go.
Yeah, definitely. They're just tacking now. I think they'll be pretty up and away there. They're in a really good line of breeze. Still sitting in second, Noakes Youth sitting in first. Got Finport and Asco very separated in third and fourth.
Asco should come out the winner out of this, Olivia.
I trust you.
Well, just looking at it, you know. But they do look quick through the water, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Motoring along. And look at James Doran steering. He just looks immensely comfortable about it.
Asco just doing a flyby of the ferry. Couple of cheers. They've got a couple of supporters.
I think there might be money on it.
Yeah, there just might be.
They're called punters, Olivia. And he's been threatening for some weeks, so let's hope he can go on with it. Ooh, not too windy anywhere at the moment. Most wind is out where Triple M is, but have a look. Cross coming up, Triple M and Finport in the middle of the racetrack. Not too much wind here. No, another line coming. Wow. So Triple M crosses Finport.
The thing is, I'm just looking right overall on the whole course. It's starting to all sort of blow up a little bit. Big separation starting to happen now. Huh?
Yeah, so Triple M crossed Finport. Yeah, that's what I said, I think. That's what I said. So Finport now looks like they're in the best wind.
Yeah, definitely. There's a nice little line building on this right-hand side.
Just a cracker there, Olivia. You'd be happy with that, wouldn't you? And coming back from hard left, the old Howie Hamlin and company in the Harkin, USA. So he's struggled up this speed.
Yeah, he has a little bit. So Panasonic's caught up a little bit there. Oh, sorry, Lumix. Caught up a little bit to Howie there.
I'm back, guys.
So Bree's going to go back to the right here was a bit, I think, with these new clouds here. Have a look.
Yeah, there's a lot of cloud action, isn't there?
So I think Finport might actually surprise us all a bit here. The Noakes Youth is hard left.
Yeah, like this is huge separation. I mean, you can't get any more than that.
You know, I'd say that the Finport should tack about NRW.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
Right on cue.
Oh,
Not a very good one.
No. Yeah, not a good tack for the boys. They didn't need that. That's burning away seconds.
That's expensive, but they're in the right place on the racetrack. So
at the moment.
And it's ever changing.
Exactly.
The Dardanelles. Here we go. Oh, and Triple M's made them look good.
Yeah, Triple M just had a shot. We're just getting in there. They had a shocker as well.
Shot.
I mean, all these guys are losing, precious seconds. Just these manoeuvres. I know it's still early in the season, but
yeah, it's really costly. It's 30 seconds, 20 seconds of sailing time.
Exactly.
It's lots.
Exactly.
Top left, we've just seen Noakes Youth tack onto port. So there's big separation between first and second on Finport and Noakes Youth. Yeah. And we'll keep you updated with how it's looking.
I mean, Noakes Youth is still in front, but Finport now pretty clearly second and closer, I would suggest.
Well, there's nice pressure on the water up here again.
Beautiful right-hander was.
Basically,
there's been Noakes sailing actually just capsized off Bradley's head down to leeward.
Yeah, good spotting. So,
Not quite sure what happened. I just saw it. Just saw them flip over. You can see the red hull. It's not in shot, but you know they're back behind Smeg now.
well, it looks like they're getting it up right, Olivia. So maybe they just had a bad tack.
Finport hard right and good in puff.
Yeah, I don't know, Bucko. Now they've gone right. I don't know that they've actually made any ground on Noakes.
You serious, was?
Yeah, absolutely.
They've halved it, haven't they?
Do you remember the bottom mark?
Yeah.
Maybe you saw a different bottom mark to me.
Oh, yeah.
But then again,
I think it's even Stevens, but
Yeah,
they
exactly.
definitely cemented their place second in front of Triple M.
yeah. That's why I never predict a side to go to, Bucko. Because it can be wrong.
Yeah. The result comes out in the end.
In fact, I think Noakes is extended.
Well, Karma.
Yeah, exactly.
Groucho Marx said it best. Even predicting the past is dangerous.
Yes,
Why would you
exactly.
try with the future?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the boys, I'm really impressed with that, with Kirk and the boys, was to have the conviction to do that. And I mean, they didn't muck around, that they took it on. They went really hard left.
Yeah, definitely. They stuck to their guns. They
Didn't
could
they?
have played a little bit more conservative game,
Yeah.
and I don't think they would have done as well if they had done that.
Yeah,
if they'd
like-
tacked back to cover it all. I think they would have. They wouldn't be so far ahead.
Yeah, no,
Well,
definitely.
Tacking is expensive, and if you're comfortable with the wind you're in, and nothing too much seems to be happening, you can just keep rolling along.
All right, so heading up to the top end of the course for the second time.
So
Noakes on a beautiful one off the beach there. So where did the Noakes kids go this time? Or not kids, sorry. They go to the first mark, so that they will just take off. Finport, they go to... Oh, see, Finport has to go to the second mark, as they did the first time.
Yes. So again, a little bit further to sail.
Yeah, and then Finport has to go to the furthest mark on the last time, so...
fabulous bit of right-hand pressure coming around the point up here.
Yeah.
Finport just about to stand into the puff. Good bit of 12-ish and some little grey clouds on the tell us the breeze might go right and build a little more.
It's definitely picked up at the top end of this course, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Those clouds you were talking about before, a little bit puffier, a little bit more, like, a little bit stronger.
And not so much sunshine, huh?
No.
The cloud coverage,
Yeah.
or the clouds are coming over the harbour, not staying out in the ocean.
So Asco and Triple M are still having a tough battle on starboard here. Asco was a little bit, they were about even, but they seem to have just dropped back a bit, whether it be a left-hand shift or a little slip up, I'm not sure, but Triple M seems to just punched out a little bit in front of them. Sailing a lower mode maybe.
Yeah. And the other thing that we don't know about either, Olivia, is at the moment none of these boats have adjustable rigs. Well, I'd say, you know, from the wing at this stage. So, you know, it can be a little bit in setup, can't it? You know, like
Definitely.
maybe, you know, in the lighter stuff, you set up more grunty, that's better for you. But then when the breeze comes back in, if you set up a little bit more bladed, then the advantage goes back to you.
Yeah, definitely. It's always about compromise with the settings.
Yeah.
You're going to be strong in something, but you've got to compromise somewhere else. So
Yeah.
it's the art of compromise.
Well, the thing is, well, you know, obviously you found that in the 49, except the races were a lot shorter and you could change them in between races.
Yeah.
But what Yamaha had from New Zealand and what a lot of these guys are starting to work on is to be able to adjust the rig tension from the wing. Well, Asco, is that on shot? Having a shocking, jeez.
They do have a
They
bit
look
of,
like they're rushing a bit
a
to
bit
me.
of dropsy in the tax,
Yeah.
don't they? Yeah, it doesn't
It's
look
like too urgent.
Yeah, too urgent. Not enough jib back.
So Noakes Youth just rounding.
Yeah. So our leader, extends.
They've got a nice building right-hand gust on their shoulder there that will give them a little bit of an advantage that no one else will get.
Yeah.
There's no one else is around.
Yes.
And this is so Rose Bay stuff, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You know, in the easterly and the southeasters, it's like you get those waves of pressure coming across the hill. Oh, no, it's a little bit looking a bit dodgy. They're sort of
Just
got
out
a
of
big
shot
boat.
here. Yeah, just out of shot. There's just a catamaran sitting kind of in their way.
Not a catamaran, it's a castle.
Chicane.
There's a couple of optimists to avoid through there as well. So I think they did a good job, a safe job.
Well, the Oppie barely comes up to the window on the catamaran castle.
But it's like setting a slalom course down the middle of the road. All these things you've got to avoid.
You could fall off that top deck on the catamaran and die, you know. Can we have a shot of that shit for me?
That is a fair old wind shadow. All right, so next around Finport at the second mark, blue mark, and then Triple M turn around inside them due to their shortcut. But, God, the boys on Noakes, yeah, they're gone.
They are absolutely away.
I mean, the rig will have to fall out of that thing for them to lose that lead.
Yeah, they were surprisingly careful on the hoist, weren't they? Maybe they're thinking that the fat lady's warming up at least.
Might be wise heads on young shoulders, Bucko.
Could be.
Extraordinary.
They do look pretty, like we said last week, they were very composed.
No, in all seriousness, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they're halfway down already.
God.
Yeah.
And this time it is a true VMG run where they go straight down the middle of the harbour.
Yeah, and the breeze back to the right, looking upwind. So
Yes.
it is a dead set square run.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we just got Lumix here, a couple of wine glasses that have just come out of their kite, giving Asco, who went to the further mark, the ability to roll.
Well, I think, as you know, I've heard it said, a good set depends on the last drop. Yeah. And I think Lumix was one of those boats that had their chute halfway up the mast as they rounded the bottom mark.
Yeah, they were.
Asco likewise. And Asco with a little hole in the chute.
Exactly, and that's the byproduct of those mistakes.
Yeah, just a little bit messy.
Yeah.
Oh, the Howie Hamlin had a little false tack at the top mark, not in shot, but just gave back a good 20 seconds there.
And, we've got a little optimist in the middle of line 7, Ilvy and Kitchen Maker here. I think he did the right thing and just decided to tack out.
Well, that little tacker might be in one of these in a couple of years. I'm amazed at how long a lot of these kids stay in the Oppies, Olivia.
Oh, yes.
do you find that, I mean, from your perspective and what you've done in life, do you find that too much?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's different ways of looking at it. You can stay in the youth classes and do really well in the youth sailing. And sometimes if you do too much of that, I think you miss out on the exposure of maybe racing other classes or just racing against like slightly more experienced people. And I think if you stay too long in those youth classes, like the Optimist and some, to some degree all the other ones, I think you miss out on a lot of things. So I think you've got to have the best of both worlds. Like you've got to give it all for your youth stuff, and then when you get the opportunity, go race against other people.
But fun stuff, like what you did, all that match racing stuff you did, and traveled the world, and like Ash and a lot of all these kids did all that, and your brother, and then the 49 RFX program, that must have been awesome. Fast boats.
Definitely.
Awesome racing.
Yeah, definitely. You just and even with that, just trying to get as much exposure and as much racing practice, as much training as you can.
And you've been getting out on the 32?
The M32s?
The two M32s
that Harry's got.
Yeah.
So, yes, Sydney Sailing Centre.
Yeah, give him a plug.
Yeah, a little plug. He's got two M32s that he does corporate charters and performance programs. So he's building up a women's program for summer. He's trying to get a lot more of the kids involved. He took out the Scots College sailing kids last week as a tri-sail day, and he's trying to get everyone involved. They're an awesome boat. I love them.
Yeah.
They are so much fun. They're simple, but to sail them well, you've actually got to pay attention to the little details. So I think that's the good thing about them, and anyone can sail them.
And is it the intention to sort of promote, say, mini regattas? Because I know that a couple of people I know, when they had the match racing over in Perth, that they had, you know, let's, for a better term, owner-driver type regatta prior to it, not the match racing, just fleet racing. It's a sort of an aspiration to do that, where an old bloke like me might be able to throw a few bucks in for a week and go and train and do a regatta.
Oh, definitely. He's got quite a good setup on Cockatoo Island, so he can run racing from there. He's got the support boat, he's got the facilities to do it, so he wants to get everyone involved as much as possible.
Yeah, right. What a great program. It's just good to have all that stuff, as you see it overseas, and it'd be, to be quite limiting to have to travel to Europe and to whatever to do this, and to find a team and fly a team over there and do all that. But to have that opportunity to do something different in Sydney is awesome.
Exactly. You know, he's got the only M32s in the Southern Hemisphere at the moment,
Okay.
so he'd love to get a couple more.
Yeah.
He'd love to have, you know, more boats involved and get out there even more often. But you can only do what you can do. So he's giving it a go with his 2 boats that he's got, and then he actually wanted to sail them around today, but got the call up for Peroni instead.
Actually, on that, have you seen him?
I have.
He's still afloat?
he is still afloat, which is
Good on
surprising, actually.
Oh,
he's definitely
harsh.
at the back.
That's a bit harsh.
It's a raw team, put it that way.
Guys, a bit of action here on the racetrack. Convergence of the fleet with a couple of ferries. So we're seeing fast ferry and
So what's
slow
happening?
ferry.
So Noakes is gone.
Yeah, Noakes is gone.
They have literally, like, they have done a horizon job. So we're looking at Triple M.
And the breeze built a bit as well, Warwick, so up another 2 knots probably from that little grey cloud.
Yeah.
And
But that's an interesting point, guys, is that when we started this race, there was no cloud actually over the race course, where now the majority of the course is being covered by cloud and low cloud.
yeah.
So, Noakes Youth actually capsized.
No, we just given him the prize and he tipped over.
Oh, heartbreaking. So, they've just capsized downwind. We missed that. They were so far away that we just didn't actually see it. So Triple M has just gone past them. So they're back in the boat. They're bearing away.
You know, for me, this will be, they can't win this part of the regatta, but this will be a good test for them to see whether they can recompose themselves and get back on the race again, because they have been doing a great job, and I think they might. So they're back still in second.
Yeah. I'll make a little bet, I bet you there was a large powerboat wash involved in that capsize.
Yeah.
Or vacuum. Asco, nearly gone. Are we on this, Asco? Oh, they've just saved it. It's going to be crazy when we get one of those 20-knot days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Manly Ferry.
It just sucks the air out. It's just amazing. You can actually time it by the smell of the exhaust.
You say, wait for the smell of the diesel.
Yeah, exactly.
Always the case.
Absolutely.
He's got a wine glass good for the wine show there.
Yeah, well, that's a jibe job.
Yeah.
They're going to have to jibe to get that out. That won't come out.
Doesn't look like it, does it?
Well, she's in the perfect halfway spot.
Yeah. I think I'll be jibing.
Well, they're waiting too long to do it.
Yeah, they're going
have to
upwind
jibe
now.
anyway. That's the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're not on lay, so why not just jibe and fix that?
Wow.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Yeah. All right, let's head up to the front of the pack. But just to let you know, we've got Finport coming in from the left, looking downwind, and then the majority of the others, Triple M, Noakes Youth, Lumix, coming in from the right-hand side. There you go. Amazing. I didn't think that was going to come out like that. They persevered. It did cost them a lot of time, huh?
Yep. So Triple M's going to lead. Finport probably second. Lumix third. This will make it fourth, I think. Quality Marine Clothing must have sailed all right because they had a quick swim on the first beat, didn't they?
They
Correct.
did.
That's interesting from their handicap.
Where did they? What I missed it was we're giving the price as a business plug, but what mark did they go around at the top?
7 minutes.
Quality Clothing went round the first mark.
Okay, so they got the
So
big
they got it.
shortcut.
Yeah, they got a bit of a shortcut, bit of an advantage.
A bit. Triple M.
They got
So
Setting up the jibe here.
Yeah.
Final jibe into the mark.
yep, Triple M's lined up.
so
behind them
this
is
all got
Finport.
close again, huh?
Oh, yeah. The fat lady was warming up, but she, went back into the change room.
Yeah.
So Noakes Youth behind us just flogging their chute to get around Lumix. They just didn't want to jibe. They want to get to that lay line before they have to do anything again, I think. I think they're just trying to compose themselves after their little swim.
Yeah. So Triple M takes the lead with Finport. You were Triple M, weren't you, Bucko?
No.
Was that Olivia? Who's?
I think that might have been Chit at the back.
Okay, Chits. So Triple M, new leader. Finport second.
Or close behind.
Lumix will have the inside running on Noakes Youth for the turn.
Good bit of wind at the
Yeah,
bottom
good
here.
pressure here.
Yeah.
Pressure. No, she's very comfortable and very conservative.
Yep.
Yeah, there's going to be a bit of congestion just at this mark.
Yeah, well, the
Got-
kitchen maker jibe inside, no. So Noakes Youth will go around in fourth.
Oh, Quality Marine Clothing.
Oh, this will be scrappy on Quality Marine.
That will
we
be.
on this? Yeah, we are. Oh, this is
Ah.
ugly.
This wasn't in the recommended division, this
Oh
one.
man, that forward hand.
We're about to see another
The
swim
poor
here.
guy.
Yeah. He definitely will be owed
Uh,
a beer or two.
and it's definitely not going to go up very well at the top.
They've saved the swim.
Yep, which is a good job. Then coming in just behind them, next will be Hark and Howie Hamilton from the USA.
And
Well,
Ilve calling for room.
Yeah, and he is overlapped.
Yeah, and Howie giving him room, in fact, so all good.
And Doro with the Asco.
Yeah, so they've seen greatness and run from it a bit, haven't they?
Yeah, gave that kite a bit of a hiding.
Well, from here to the finish, just a beat back up to the top mark and then a short run to the finish line at Rose Bay. So about a 1/3 distance run only.
Asco's picked up the mark.
Asco's trying to find more risk. We need more risk.
Oh, bucko.
So
Okay, so Olivia, just to put a bit of pressure on you, with that point system,
Yep.
with the points the way they are, we won't bring the computations of which marks just yet, but who's looking the best?
So Finport's still looking to take out the championship. So they're sitting in second in the race and overall in the championship on 22 points. So Lumix is the only one ahead of them, and
Okay.
they're on 20.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well, actually, Lumix not that far. So 2 points between them,
yes.
and Finport has to go to the, I think the middle mark this time again. Or do they go to the top one?
Finport's
No,
going to white.
Yeah. So they've got to go to the furthest, mark, and Panasonic goes to the second mark. So there might be enough in that. So it's just a matter of how many boats Finport can have between them and Lumix. And at the moment, that's not enough, I don't think.
No, it doesn't look like it will be enough, but the race course is still wide open. We've
Yeah.
seen so many lead changes.
Exactly.
Sorry, not lead changes, but just mixes in who's sitting where on the leaderboard. So it's going to be a tough battle for them, and they're going to be very well aware of it too. So they're going to be watching each other.
Yeah. I think we might go up and have a look at the Panasonic. Looks like Lumix this long way up out of shot, but Lumix looks a bit overpowered, so more pressure in the right, and the breeze has increased again with this low-grade cloud. Geez,
Yeah,
there's
the
some
clouds.
traffic out here, guys.
Yeah.
Isn't there? Lot of bumpy water.
Yeah, there's 5 ferries just in this
Yeah.
vicinity.
It's just nuts.
Oh.
Wow.
Here we go. But I know you love that, Bucko.
That cloud's definitely pushed in like a
That-
dense wind patch.
Yes. Like double the pressure. So what's happening? There's no real separations. All these boats heading out to the right. Finport,
Finport looking good on Triple M.
yes. They look like they've put some in. So Triple M was one of the first to go back to the right. And I think Finport's done better just waiting that little bit longer, eh?
No, Finport made a big gain there.
Yeah.
So in the overall, that puts them ahead.
Yes.
So they've put Triple M between them and Lumix. Close behind them though is
But they need
Kitchen
one more.
Maker.
They need one more boat, don't they, in between them to win.
So there's
For Finport to win the championship, don't they need to put one more boat between them and Lumix?
2 points separating them at the moment.
Yeah. So that'll put them. They can get.
So if they've got one boat in
Okay,
between
then it'll
them,
be
yeah,
tie.
then it'll be a tie.
And then you go
Count
the,
back.
the amount of wins,
Yeah.
which would be Lumix.
Which
yeah. Well, Lumix, they've all had one. It's Finport. Yeah. Anyway, it's getting way beyond my mental recollection.
I was never that good at maths.
That's why we're out here talking.
So Finport's just tacked over there in Rushcutters Bay. Tacked onto starboard, so they'll come to a meet point with Triple M.
So Panasonic Lumix just setting up for attack. Got the drone just over them at the moment. So we're going to see this cross in a second, with Finport just crossing Triple M.
Not as much in it as it was the last cross.
No.
Finport
look-
just looks light.
They look quite powered up too, Triple M, Bucko.
Yeah, Finport, something a bit funny about the jib at the moment. It looked like they were under trimmed out of the tack for a while and only just got it bolted in now, so.
So that's the race for the lead. There's only a few boat lengths in it. Finport heading over to the left, out of shot, look to be in better pressure. It looks like more pressure in the left at the moment.
Yeah, here goes the Triple M just on a good southerly slot off the island here. Oh, it's not a good tack again. We go. Good line of wind coming. And again, we've got to pull. We just tacked a bit too early there.
Yeah, well,
No, here's the wind, wasn't it?
yeah. So everyone now, all the main bunch, all on starboard tack, heading out to the left-hand side of the course. So it's going to be another couple of minutes till we see if anything has really changed.
you go, was we're on shot. Look at that. Us
Yeah.
winning the race
The
easily.
Good ship. Good ship, Camera Cat.
So Finport's just tacked onto port there.
Yep.
Nice left-hander.
I think they've made a gain, Olivia. So
Yeah,
I think they sailed
definitely.
in better pressure for longer. Triple M just went a bit soft there for a while.
Yeah. That left was paying. That.
Well, as you know from your 49er stuff, pressure is king. You can just get, a few more knots of pressure in this funky stuff and you get big jumps, don't you?
Oh, definitely. The apparent boat speed goes up and all of a sudden no one can catch you.
So Finport now got a little challenge here. They're just out the back of the puff a bit. Oh no, they're looking upwind. They've got plenty again. Wow, look at that. Thing about this wind direction and air temperature and so on, the wind up high can be quite a bit different. And sometimes it doesn't show on the water at all.
So just on the left-hand side of your shot, we've seen Kitchen Maker come from the left and cross Noakes Youth and Lumix.
Yeah. They've come right back into it, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. So that puts two boats in between Finport and Lumix at the moment. So Kitchen Maker and Triple M.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Kitchen Maker about to cop some flack from the fast ferry, but we're on Finport on the screen.
Finport just heading out to the right.
In Double Bay, not too windy where he is.
No, looks really light in there.
Yeah. Well, it's just got patchy again, hasn't it?
Oh.
So tricky, this wind direction and this race course. You're really sailing up and down the main busy part of the harbour in light air where there's the most disturbance of waves and so forth. So Scotty Babbage got his full bandit rig going. I think he must have had enough sun in Bermuda, but he was working in an office most of the time, wasn't he?
Here we go.
He's on some nice waves there actually, and good pressure.
Yeah, breeze a fairway right up the top here now, guys.
Scotty must be the most talented moth sailor in the world to have never won a world title. Incredible.
Don't remind him.
I know, the poor bugger.
Yeah, there's a big right-hander. So we saw Finport, you can see Finport just on the left-hand side, just up and away, left-hand side of your screen, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're traveling along. They seem to have maybe extended. I don't want to say it, but I think they have.
Yeah. The thing for me too is like Kitchen Makers, Scotty and the boys are sort of almost threatening to get up to get ahead of Triple M.
Yeah.
We'll find out soon.
Got a bit of wind coming. They're tapping no wind.
Yeah. We're on Finport here.
Very up and down up the track. Finport just going
Yes.
through, but another line just about to get to them. So they're pretty comfortably leading. 40 seconds perhaps over Triple M there.
Yeah, Triple M will easily cross the Kitchen Maker.
Yeah. Unless this is a big right-hander, which it's not. It's just an average bit of wind here. I think.
In this course, you cannot rely on what happened last time, can you?
No.
It's just always changing.
No, exactly. I'm just looking out to the far left, and Noakes Youth did what they did last time, and it doesn't seem to have paid off for them.
They look very ordinary.
Yeah, they had a shocker of attack onto port, so they got stuck there for a little while, but they've lost out a lot to Lumix and might only just still be in touch with Howie on Harkin.
So really, the one takeaway right now is, because we don't have a computer with us, that for Finport to win this regatta, they really need the Kitchen Maker to jump ahead of Lumix, don't they?
I think to firm it up, yeah. To do it convincingly and not have to go to countback situations.
Not have to go and do a playoff.
Oh, yeah. These countbacks will get you.
So Kitchen Maker here in a pretty good bit of right-hand air. Looks like a bit of new general right hand up in the Rose Bay now.
Yeah.
So you have to get to Point Piper. For this last bit of the beat, I'm pretty sure. No choice. So Finport's doing the semi-obvious, I suppose, but the safe, smart thing.
But geez, the breeze is very unsettled, isn't it? You look at these little gusts all over the water. They're like little heaps of little microbursts.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, Triple M's just up in the right there and almost threatened Finport's lead.
Yep.
Finport was really down on port tack in no pressure. They've now tacked and in the same breeze as Triple M, but there's definitely been a loss in the amount of boat lengths they were leading.
Well, I think we'll head over to that right-hand side this time.
So you can just see Triple M on the same line as Finport. Maybe 8 boat lengths in it. They're
Yep.
both getting the same right-hand breeze from off Point Piper.
Yep.
And plenty of chop. Plenty of things in the
Oh,
way.
it's a washing machine
Man.
here at the moment.
And the boys are about to sail into the lee of a ferry as well. People that come from overseas just scratch their heads at all this traffic that they've got these sort of boats racing in this madness. It's not like you're going out into a big open bay and
Finport has made a decision to go the other side of the ferry. They both have, essentially.
yeah.
Breeze more right hand where we are, which is to the right of where the boats are, looking at wind. Finport away again in good pressure, so no drama, but big right hander. Big right hander.
Oh, we've got a seaplane on the back of this. God, that was dodgy. Lucky we weren't going at 15 knots.
Yeah.
You're on the propeller side, Bucko.
Good. How about the cruising
I
boat?
don't know if
the cruising
Chis can
boat
get this. Yeah.
lurching around up there.
Blake's on the. So
Seaplane.
in the middle of it, not only ferries and yachts, you've got aviation as well. What could possibly go wrong?
So just coming on port tack here, Triple M tacked out. They're
gonna get a
actually
bit of
getting
extra.
very close to the seaplane. I'm not sure if that's what you want to be doing.
Yeah,
A
they're going
bit
to get
of,
some prop wash here. Watch
yeah.
this. Stay on it. Stay on it.
Oh,
And they tack in the prop wash.
oh.
That's a big call.
Oh.
And he's dropped the main sheet.
There you go.
He didn't see that one coming.
Just went from 8 knots to 50 knots. Not quite.
Hell. Oh well.
Anyway, so let's get up these marks for the final time to race 7 of the Spring Series to wrap up this series before we go to the New South Wales title starting next week.
So the Triple M's pretty close to the ley line by the look of it.
Yep.
So we've got Finport going to the white mark, which is the furthest mark.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of sailing to do.
Yes.
Yeah, and Triple
and the
M
breeze
going.
really hard right here.
It is, and Triple M's going to blue. So
Okay. So they're going to sort of.
they're probably
M's
going to
gonna
round
pop
at the
out.
right time.
Yeah, but when Triple M maybe just pop out just a little ahead
Yeah.
with the.
Oh, gee, he thought he was
That
lying
extra
there. He looked like he was
distance.
cracked sheets, and then he realises, no, it's a header. Cruising boat doing their best as well. What handicap are they off, was? Which mark for them?
They go around all whites all day, Bucko.
Okay.
They just go between white and red, then back to white again.
He's still on his second lap,
They
right?
don't go. They just go round and round the marks.
Finport. Looks like a short ley line that he's got there. Anyway, we'll see.
Yep. So Triple M will round before their mark. Oh, and the cruising boats.
Cruising
what's
boat
happening
wants the
here?
blue mark.
They got this.
It was all right.
I thought they were going to slam dunk them.
So Triple M's just rounding first.
Yep.
Finport's 2 lengths away from the mark.
All right. Howie Hamlin's come out of this well. I think it's at a shot, but he's not going to affect the outcome of the contest.
They're not officially in the race. This is too. Oh, it's going to be tight for them to scrape over the island with this bit of wind they've got. Oh, it just faded again. It's okay.
Okay, so at the moment, so this is going to end up being basic. Unless something happens, this will be a tie, Olivia. And then we're going to have to work out.
And then we're
the
going to have to
tiebreaker.
really do some maths.
Well, we'll phone a friend.
Yeah. We've
We
got
won't be
contacts.
doing it.
So you'd say, looking at that, guys, full load to get to the finish here from here. Might be a drop the chute even, depending just how it plays out.
Amazing how far right it's gone. Well,
Yep.
I saw this morning Seabreeze had it going right late in the day.
Yep.
Noakes Youth not having a great rounding around that second mark, and they've got Kitchen Maker right behind them.
All right,
They've settled it down.
All right, I think we're going to catch up with the leaders, guys.
Yeah, the leaders are going to need to drop chutes to get to the line, I think.
Yeah, they're really pressed there.
So it's the battle of the bowmen.
So in this race, we've got Triple M in first, Finport in second, Lumix in third. So if everything stays the same, Lumix is actually going to win the championship.
Yeah, because they'll be 1 point.
Yeah, there's no one in between them.
Exactly.
There's not much Finport can do here.
But I saw you pull out your calculator to do that. I saw you.
It took me a few minutes, but I figured it out.
Fingerprint calculator. So Triple M, if they win this, they'll have won 2 races in this series.
Yeah, they will. They're further down the leaderboard in the championship. They're on 35 points, so they weren't really in contention for the championship win. But 2 race wins early on in the season's great.
Yeah.
They'll be really happy with that.
So you picked up the pin. So pin's obviously favoured. And it'll just be a late knock-off for Triple M for sure. Finport still trying to get there with the chute on, probably maybe a bit more weight. Perhaps.
Triple M just lost their chute, putting it away.
Triple M pretty comfortable. Camera boat for first, camera cat for first.
We've got a chance here, Bucko.
Yep. We don't have a knot in the hay, not like them. Oh, he's got a little knot or something. Ooh. You got enough room.
Yep. That's job done.
That'll do it.
There we have it. Race win for Triple M. James Ward, Adam Gilson, and Huon Oliver.
Yeah, they've been doing well. They were getting better and better since they've come into the class. I was watching them last year. Keegan.
Finport second.
So they started a pretty solid race, didn't they, those boys?
Yeah, they have.
And what we believe to be the spring champion and a blue ribbon for their effort, Lumix. And next will be our guest from the USA, having his first hit out for this summer in Sydney. Howie Hamlin.
Still, he'd be pretty happy with that. He's got fastest time, I would suggest.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, eh?
Yeah.
So he went round the furthest mark each time.
Yeah. No, they started a pretty good race.
Yeah, they did. Well, they nailed that start. They got onto Port Tack, as you said, first. Very good.
They were a minute in front after 3 minutes of sailing, nearly for a while there.
Then the Kitchen Maker next, Scotty Babbage, having his first official outing in the Kitchen Maker with Steve Quiggs putting on the retirement package and being out with us. And then the unlucky ones, Kirk Mitchell on the Noakes Youth. Then Asco, Ilve, Ollie Hardis. And then the perseverers of the day with number 2 rig, Smeg, making their way down to the finish.
Yeah, you'd say Smeg third fastest with a little rig in. That's a pretty good effort as well.
Yeah. And they're just going to be, I think, Noakes sailing coming down with a big rig. See how much that breeze is, the angle's changed. Like these guys are making it across the line comfortably, where the others had to knock their chutes off.
It's very puff by puff, isn't it?
Yeah.
You watch, have a look. Was it the head of the Smeg's about to get if it comes out of the bar? It's just a beauty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Easily down to the committee boat.
So we'll just check on the points. I don't know if this is going to actually happen, but they were hoping to sort of pass the ribbon over to the winner.
I think the winner might not have been instructed thus.
I think they were, Andrew.
Right, okay.
All right, so yeah, the Panasonic's heading for the shore. All right, well, I think that we might wrap that up. Thanks very much, Olivia, for coming out. It was great to have you out.
No, thanks for having me.
bit of
It's been a lot of fun.
Female company, not so much testosterone. Got a bit sick of that over the years. Bucko, great again. And to everyone at the back end of the ship, overcoming some early issues, thanks very much. And we'll see you same time next week for the start of the New South Wales Championships. Thanks for watching.
Camera cat standing by.